So here's something that's come up for me in the last few months. And I think it's come up for you a little bit. Is like like putting up some level of detachment from when life gets really stressful. I've shared with you in my
Hmm.
work, love the people I work with, love my job. There's been a lot of uncertainty, and I have struggled with detachment from stress. And I work with sometimes some real high anxiety clients, high victim mentality. I had one guy this week, no bullshit, when I was like, hey man, I can't offer you a refund because we don't do refunds. He's like, well, then I'm going to kill myself. And I'm like, man, listen, you've got issues beyond me. And then like 3 days later, I get an email from the same guy going, I just want you to know I took a bunch of pills last night. I'm not making fun of it, but I'm like, I don't know what to do with that.
Well, I mean, it's funny because it's my thought where my brain goes because I am a little sick. Is you're right. It's not to make fun of them, but I always want to tell people that say that is like, well, death's not real, so you're just gonna end up right back where you started to learn the same goddamn lesson. So good luck with that and enjoy yourself. So it's not my fault, you know what I mean? Like you're dealing with your own crap just like everybody else. Get a grip. Everything's gonna be fine. Just relax, man.
And also, that's actually a good response. I got to remember that for the next time I have a client
Yeah.
who's threatening suicide. And again, I don't want to make light of it, but it's like, but I have to ask myself. And again, this is more about trying to detach from my own stress around dealing with things like this from a work perspective. But what kind of person tells you, well, if you don't give me my money back, then I'm going to commit suicide and it's your fault? Like, part of me is like, man, I'm not here to help. You need something far greater than marketing research help.
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
if like literally 6 grand is what's like the thing that's either going to keep you either on this planet or not, man, I think your issues are bigger than like, hey, I can't help you with your offer. And it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that's a lot,
That's a
man.
lot.
I always wonder, because I know I love people and I don't ever want anybody to suffer, but so much suffering happens at people's own hands and they don't even realize it. And they add all this stress on themselves and they overthink things and they get anxious, myself included. You know what I mean? It's a part of the human experience. But there are some people who, in that moment, they're self aware enough to stop and go, okay, I get it. I'm in the middle of it right now. Everything's going to be fine. But right now, I'm really freaking the fuck out. So I'm going to fucking not talk to anybody because I'm just going to unleash hell on whoever comes my way. So that is what it is. And then there are other people like that guy who don't know and they're either aware and don't give a shit or they're not aware and they just unload all that stuff on people, and it's unfortunate, but it's all part of the human experience. And both of those people at the end of the day die the same alone, so
It's true.
just relax.
Yeah, and I think because part of this whole thing of me bringing this up right now is to, just to ask, like, man, like, I don't want to go to bed at night thinking that like me not giving this guy, 6, 8 grand back is going to cause him to commit suicide. But then I'm like, but is that really my journey?
Nah.
And it's like, so part of this, me processing this with you, so thank you, is finding ways to detach from, like, it's a job. Like,
Yeah.
that's my day job. That's what, like, until this becomes my day job, that's my day job.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to take that home. And I think because part of this is like, we as part of the human experience take our work home. And I don't like, that's not healthy. Home is there for other things.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. The only thing that I know how to do when I get like that is I will, depending on my environment, usually when I get like that, I'm either driving and I start to get overwhelmed because while I drive, that's kind of like the easiest time when my brain just kind of goes because my hands are distracted. And you know me, when my brain just goes, it usually is dark and negative. So when I feel that happening, the best way to detach from that, and I don't know any other way to say this, so forgive me, I know this sounds hokey pokey, but whenever I feel that happening, I remind myself that I am not my thoughts.
Ah,
My thoughts are not me. I am the observer of my thoughts. My brain produces those thoughts in an attempt to keep me comfortable because it feels like, or it only knows that me having negative thoughts is normal. It's a habit. So that's what my brain thinks is comfortable. But that's not me. I'm not those thoughts. I'm not my actions. I am who I decide to be right now. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But when it works pretty good.
that's a universal truth. You are not your thoughts. And just like all things in life, by the mere presence of a thought appearing, it too will go away. And if you wait long enough, it'll eventually go away. But yeah, yeah, that's a good reminder. Hard at the time,
Yeah.
not always easy when you're in a dark place. But yeah, you're not your thoughts. That's good. Thank you for that reminder.
I love you, man.
Love you too.